every day. What the fuck is your asshole name? My name is Fuck You Bitch.
Welcome to episode 2 of Against the Insanity. We've got Jason, Ricky, and Nick. We are finally back into the podcasting game. We used to have an old show called The Garbage Report. So if you've never heard of us before and you want to kind of get a little bit of a backlog or back catalog of our story, definitely want to check us out there. But what's going on, gentlemen? How's your week going?
No, pretty good so far. How about you, Nick?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Here we go. It's fucking ruined right out of the gate.
Oh, you can. Never mind.
Yeah, just fucking say it. You know, we're
You
already
can
going to get in trouble before this fucking podcast is over.
This is true, too. You could eat a fat fucking shillelagh and slope down the old wee clover.
It's been a little bit of a fucking crazy week already here in fucking California. I don't know if you guys heard, but In-N-Out Burger in San Francisco actually got shut down because they refused to enforce vaccine passports. They basically came out with a comment, which was, in my opinion, I think it's freaking more and more businesses need to be doing this shit. But they actually released a statement by and said, "We refuse to become vaccination police for any government. We fiercely disagree with any government dictate that forces private companies to discriminate against customers who choose to patronize their business." I quote.
I didn't hear a fucking thing about this at all.
Well, I can tell you I'm going to be eating In-N-Out more often now.
Well, I mean, where are
some
the
freedom fries?
Where the fuck are they on the? Where are they on the East Coast? I mean, shit.
They need to be on the East Coast, dude. So In-N-Out is so funny about here in California. I can drive by In-N-Out at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, coming home from we used to go to shows all the time and stuff back before,
Oh, fuck yeah.
15 days to steal your freedom. I could drive by there at 2 o'clock in the morning and there would be a line around the building.
Huh.
It's crazy. Like, you go in, all the food is fucking really super fresh. I've never had a bad experience there. I mean, you always get the animal double. It's like a double burger with like the animal sauce that they put on it. Oh my God, it's a heart attack, but God, I love it so much.
That sounds cool.
Well,
I mean, my government telling me
Oh,
go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
No. Well, this kind of ties in. I didn't know there, anti-World War II rhetoric. I mean, hallelujah fucking hallelujah.
Well, I mean, I get what they're saying because, like I said, I don't want my job telling me, hey, I think you need to lose like 10 pounds. You're looking a little, you might be a little bit of a strain on our insurance. It's none of your fucking business what I'm eating. It's not your business what I'm drinking at home. And it's none of your fucking business.
Well, if they want to push that angle, some of them motherfuckers that are stepping out them doors looking the way they look, like Demi Lovato recently, I mean, they can go fucking back and they can go the fuck back inside.
Stunning and brave.
Yeah, my ass. My asshole looks more stunning and brave than that.
Did you see that she came out and said that, the term alien is offensive, and you mean
aliens we haven't discovered yet, like on the moon?
right. Yeah, those aliens. Those are the aliens I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Aliens is offensive. They should be referred to as extraterrestrial. She wants them to be called ETs. Fucking head case. What the fuck happened to her?
I can't remember the fucking character's name. Sigourney Weaver's character, Riley, from the Alien franchise. What the fuck she got to say about that?
Speaking of Demi Lovato, she also, recently was blown up in the freaking newspaper because she went into that shop in LA and was accosting them live on, it was either Twitter or TikTok, and how, in the front they had gluten-free cookies and all that stuff,
sounds delicious
in an ice cream shop or something like that. Forgive me if not everybody can go into a fucking ice cream shop and order ice cream. You might want to have a few other things on hand for people who can't, or who do need sugar-free or gluten-free. I mean, like the shit that comes out of her mouth, like on a weekly basis, it seems like at this point, it's fucking ridiculous. It's like you're so out of touch with your celebrity and stuff. Not to mention that you're a fucking washed up Disney star. No one really gives a fuck who you are at this point.
Except for maybe Biden.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who the fuck she is. Let's just be honest with that.
He doesn't even remember his own name half the fucking
Demi
time.
Lovato never sniffed her.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It is true.
I'll let that one go.
But yeah, I mean, it's just outrageous. I mean, with the shit in the fucking news lately, it's really hard to watch some of this shit. And we get a bad rap here in Huntington Beach anyway because of, you know, all the protesting and stuff. We had a huge protest on Monday against the vaccine mandates for kids in school. I mean, like hundreds of people. I sent you guys like, you know, some of the videos and stuff. And dude, when we show up, we show up.
I mean, hell yeah.
That's why I love this fucking town. I mean, hey, California, love Huntington Beach.
Right.
And the desert. So, Ricky, you've been playing Metroid and stuff. I kind of wanted to get a little bit more feedback on what you think of the game now that you actually beat it.
Yeah, so I did finish the game. That was Friday night, I believe is when I finished. Yeah, it was Friday. So, yeah, the game is actually really good. You know, I talked a little bit about it last show. You know, overall, I really enjoyed the game. You know, like I said before, it really does remind me a lot of the SNES Super Metroid game. Just, you know, polished, more modern. You know, a lot of the power-ups and, you know, the pickups that you get throughout the game are very similar. And then they also added, you know, some new stuff too. One thing I didn't talk about last time we spoke about it was that Emmy robot that kind of stalks you throughout the game. So there's 7 or 8 of them in the various different areas that you go through, and the robot kind of just like stalks you, and if it sees you, it starts chasing you, and then he'll try to capture you basically. And if he captures you and you don't do like a counter, you basically die. So, but every time you kill one of the Emmy robots, you end up getting like a power up that obviously helps you, you know, advance in the game. But how the game actually ended was awesome. I thought that honestly, this is probably my favorite 2D side scroller, you know, Metroid game that they've done in a long time. Yeah, I would even say it's probably better than the SNES Metroid. And I mean, that's saying something. I played the hell out of that game. I probably beat that over, I don't even know, dude, 20 times, something like that.
Yeah, it's got to be right up there for me too.
Yeah, and I thought this game was awesome, real good. You know, and again, like I said, I mean, I just like the fact that they had, you know, a story along with the game, you know, cinematic cutscenes that tied into like when boss fights would start, and then it would kick back into, you know, gameplay, and then you'd play the game. You know, I don't want to spoil the game, but the ending was amazing. I thought it was really, really good how they finished it. And I'm definitely going to be playing it, you know, more times. I want to actually do a stream of it. So, you know, we got a Twitch channel up now. So I'm planning on doing a playthrough of Metroid Dread on our Twitch. That way people that, you know, haven't played it or, you know, want to play it but just haven't had the opportunity to pick it up. If you want to, you know, pop in there and, you know, watch, you know, that would be good there. I'll definitely... We'll have to put out like times when we're gonna, you know, do the actual stream. Try to give, you know, people heads up notice. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna do it as of right now, but there's more to come on that game. I did unlock a hard mode, so that's cool. I want to go through the game on hard mode, and then also like when you beat the game, and I guess it depends on like your completion, like if you get all the power ups or, you know, different factors, but there's like a gallery that when you complete the game, you actually unlock like concept art and shit. So I want to try to unlock all that shit too in the game. But yes, definitely check us on our Twitch, Against the Insanity. And another game that we're going to be doing streams of coming up here is Back 4 Blood. We picked that up. We started playing that game. That's a lot of fun too. Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. We got 2 really, really good games this month, Back 4 Blood and Metroid Dread.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it's been a while since I picked up a game and I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, this is really good. And both games so far have been awesome. So can't wait to play more.
And I got to bring this up with you both. And I know we've kind of like discussed this briefly, like on Discord and stuff like that, where we shoot the shit. Mm-hmm. But about Metroid, how it's not reviewing well with certain game journalists because they claim it's too hard of a game. I wanted to get both your thoughts on that, actually.
So I think it's bullshit. So coming from, I just finished it, so I played through the game. I mean, there are definitely boss battles that you have to learn mechanics and how to defeat, a boss. It's classic Metroid. You know what I mean? If you ever played the previous Metroid games, that's just how it is. Like, you get into a boss battle, you kind of have to figure out, okay, this attack, he's going to do this attack. When he does that attack, I should be doing this. That way I don't get fucked up. You know what I mean? So it seems very classic Metroid to me. People that are complaining that the game is too hard. And there was one post that I saw someone say about, and it was like a game journalist or whatever saying, they shouldn't have to take 2 hours to get past a boss. Like if it's taking you 2 hours to get past the boss, you just suck. Like you fucking suck. I mean, don't get me wrong. Have I died in that game? Oh yeah, plenty of times. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. But I wasn't stuck on anything for 2 fucking hours, dude. And, like I said, I really question the people that review games. I mean, game journalists, for example, like, they just talk about games. They put an article out to talk about a game. But are they truly gamers is my question. And the more and more, certain games that come out and they do reviews on, it just begs me to ask the question, like, do you even game?
And coming from somebody who smashes shit all the time, Nick, over video games, what is your opinion on the whole deal?
Well, it's funny you say that. I accidentally knock over my mic ghetto stand as I'm fucking trying to get ready to answer it. They're idiots. Have they ever played Gears of War Insanity? Have they ever played Legendary? Have they played, like, Wizards and Warriors? Have they played Battletoads, the one level where you got to ride that fucking bike through the membrane cell? You got to hit that jump. Yeah.
I just, I hate that gaming has become where it has to be just handed to you. You know what I mean? The games have to be super easy so that they, quote unquote, are for everyone. Like that's bullshit. When you make a game that easy and it's so, it's just a cakewalk. You just go through the game, you complete it. You don't feel any type of like accomplishment or like, I don't know. It's just, you don't feel like you played a game and you're like, oh yeah, that was really like a really good game. You finish it and you're like, meh. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
I blame all the free to plays and the participation trophy mentality.
You pay to win.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's bullshit. Like I hate that games have become that where they're just super easy. They're not enjoyable anymore. And, like I said, playing that made me feel like, yeah, I mean, this was fun. You had to learn certain mechanics to get through certain things. As you start getting power-ups, you actually feel your character becoming like more of a badass as you're playing through the game. Like it was done very well, like in my opinion. And anybody that's played, games, back in the day, like us, for example, 90s and all the way up to now, like it just feels like old classic gaming, like how it was. And that's what I loved about it. I thought it was really good for that reason.
Respect, because I mean, a few years back when one of the Dooms came out, I can't remember if it was 2016 or if it was Doom Eternal, but there was some fucking game journo that got stuck on a spot for X amount of time that was like, this is too hard, I'm hanging up the sticks, calling it a day.
Right, then hang up the sticks, you know what I mean? And then don't shit on the game just because you suck, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I can remember too, on the subject of game journalists, a little bit of a different topic, but, I remember, I think it was The Quartering that actually covered it, but there was a game journalist that got busted. Basically, she didn't play the game, but she was complaining about the way the water was in the new Pokemon game, about how the water looked or something like that. And there's like no real gameplay coverage, but she's complaining about how the water was I don't know, the way it looked or something like that. It's been a while now. It's just so fucking stupid coming from these people who are supposed to cover games and give us like an honest opinion and feedback of how the game plays, but you're not. Right. You know what I mean? You're not even a game journalist. You're really just writing about outrage in video games, and because there's not enough, this or not enough that in it. But it's like, seriously, like that is why nobody goes to these fucking channels to begin with. I don't go to IGN. I don't go to Kotaku. Fuck all those channels, dude. Like, I'd rather watch somebody playing the game live on Twitch, actively giving me their feedback, aka like Asmongold Gold. You know what I mean? Because then I know like how the game's going to play or what to expect.
Right.
Honest feedback.
Right. Yeah. Well, not only that, and I'll take it a step further because this is me being a piece of shit. But like, I'll use Battlefield 2042, that fucking pile of hot shit. I saw months ago from the trailer and the recent trailer they released before the beta they gave out. I knew that was a pile of dog shit waiting to be fucking had. And Ricky, how was your experience with that game?
Oh, dude, that game is dog shit. 100%. It is bad, dude. I was actually impressed with how bad that game was. It's bad, dude. It plays like shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck they were doing there making that game. Well, that new Battlefield game, it's not the only game. That new Battlefield and the new Call of Duty Vanguard, they both equally suck.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to pick up either one of them.
Right. Well,
and I think, more and more people, like, I know there's people of both franchises and any franchise for that, matter. But when these developers are releasing games and they just suck and people continue to buy them just because whatever your reasoning is, you just want to play it or you're just a, loyal fan or whatever the fucking case may be. When you keep buying that shit and it's garbage, there's no incentive for them to fix it. So it needs to get to a point where, you just say, fuck this. I'm not buying this piece of shit. When you actually put something out that's decent, then, maybe I will pick it up then. Because, Call of Duty is one of those titles where every freaking year, it's like a sports game. It comes out every year, and people just flock to it, pick it up, and the game is shit. The Call of Duty has been garbage since, dude, I don't even know.
Since after Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like the new Modern Warfare that came out, the multiplayer, meh. Story, I haven't played the story, so I'm not going to speak on that, but I'm pretty sure, Nick, you've played the new Modern Warfare campaign?
The reboot, remaster, whatever the fuck you want to call it, version 2, 3, whatever. I played chunks of it. It's not bad. I still need to finish it. Black Ops Cold War. Story's not bad. It's just you hit a part where you got to turn into a detective and actually legitimately do some detective work in the game, which was unexpected. That's nice. It's something new, but like,
Call of Duty it hasn't been good in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, the last Call of Duty that I like actually invested like a lot of time in would have been like Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 came out and didn't like it.
That was garbage. Pure hot shit.
I didn't like it either. Every Call of Duty after that, it's like, I don't know, dude.
Like, well, I don't want to turn this into a thing. I'll just make this quick. I'll go with my favorite, Call of Duty 4, the original Modern Warfare, still the best. I'll give you guys credit for 2. And then 5. Or no, World at War,
Oh, yeah, I was going.
Yeah. World at War, and there's a lot I missed after that. And then
there was like, Black Ops, like Black Ops 2 and shit, where they were okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he had a few, but I came back with Black Ops Cold War, and I do like that one quite a bit. But it's also pretty fucking like cash. The series is just cash.
Well, and while we're on the topic of like giving these fucking game developers money and shit, we got to bring up one of the biggest ones right now that are having all these issues. Case in point, Blizzard. Look at all the shit that's going on, politically with the company, and the sexual harassment lawsuits that are finally now coming to light, and the fact that there's a strong possibility that I could have gotten a job there. Thank God I didn't. But I mean, the company that likes to promote itself as like a diverse company and shit, and here you've got all these sexual harassment lawsuits and the way you've mistreated your employees, and the same thing that you've been putting out the same fucking content for however many expansions now, and it's not getting any better. You're not improving the game. Why do you expect people to give you $15 fucking a month for the same shit and the game doesn't get any better? It just gets worse. And now that millions of people are actually leaving the fucking content and canceling their subscriptions, now Blizzard's finally starting to say, hey, we need to do more for our core base. But too little too late. You're already losing, what I mean, millions of dollars.
Now, weren't you saying too, like in World of Warcraft, like they're taking out a lot of like the emotes, like you can't tell jokes, you can't,
spit on people, you can't flirt with people, flirts are getting removed from the game, and I'm thinking, dude, so the things that are fun in the game to do, you're removing. So like, what is going to be in the game going forward?
I got to interrupt you. They did a hardcore documentary about how couples got together because of World of Warcraft, because of some of those emotes and the flirting and whatnot, and then they're going to remove it. So are they just shitting on everybody they introduced and did in that documentary?
Well, I think they're suffering from a case of they're out of touch with their core gamer base, and why people liked their game in the first place. We played it because it was a hard game. You had to spend fucking thousands of hours trying to level your character, which that's not even, that's not even a thing anymore. It's like super easy and super boring. I mean, I just finished leveling another fucking character to level 50 the other week just for another set of heritage armor. I don't know why. Call me fucking stupid. But, they just have no idea who their core fan base is anymore. And it sucks because like somebody like me, I mean, you look at the only 2 fucking gaming shelves I have left, it's all fucking Blizzard. Diablo 2's having all kinds of fucking issues out of the game. Like you can't even play your online character half the time because the servers go down at the same time of day. But it's like, come on, man, like fix your shit. Because people need to stop giving them money.
Right.
That's the only way to fix any of this shit. Call of Duty, Battlefield, fucking, bring me back to the days you fucking Super Nintendo. You bought the game, you got what you get. If it's a shitty game, you fucking trade it in.
Man, I agree.
Yeah, I'm old school. What can I say?
Hey, man, I agree. Speaking of trading shit in, I got a hell of a couple little quick stories for you guys. Over the weekend, there was an Israeli scuba diver who discovered a sword, and they're trying to label this motherfucking thing the Crusader Knight. Did you guys hear anything about this shit over the weekend?
I saw the news story you actually sent me with a picture of the sword, dude. It actually looks pretty freaking crazy looking. It's actually in pretty good condition.
I know.
For how old they're saying the sword is.
I know, and that kind of what makes me think, to be honest, if you look at it through the link I sent, Ricky, did you get it?
No.
I'll send another one. Hold on. When you look at the pictures of it, and also anybody listening, I mean, just simple Google search. I'm using the source. Unfortunately, NPR is the first thing I clicked. Yeah, I know. I can eat a dick for that. But I mean, if you look at that picture on it, I don't know, dude. I don't think it's as old as what they're fucking claiming it to be. I would honestly say it's got to be no older than maybe 200 at most. With all that fucking buildup and grime, to me, I would think it is the sea, and over there it is cleaner. So yeah.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
But it was found off. Motherfucker. It was found off the Camilla Coast Saturday when he.
Camilla Coast, ooh, that was fucking.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a place I want to be.
They're gonna avoid that place.
Anybody would not want to be down under there.
Worse than the Bermuda Triangle.
Hairier too.
Sorry.
But I just saw that. I thought that was interesting. And then over the weekend, that area, funny enough, had a couple of earthquakes and tremors.
You were just talking about that last show too. I find that interesting. And then you fucking sent me that thing this morning about that fucking volcano that was going to go off in Japan. And I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing? How did he pick up on this shit? Because like I saw it flash on my Telegram last night. I was going to send it to you before I fell asleep. And then I wake up and that's the first thing you fucking send me in the morning. I'm like, this motherfucker, dude.
I know, right? It's like back when growing up as teenagers and shit, some of the shit I would say and predict, and it's like X amount of days later. No, but Mount Osha ASO in Japan. That erupted today. But I mean, just looking at the sources, Ricky, have you seen any of that footage yet?
Yeah, what's that? I'm sorry.
It's like a volcano that.
No, I didn't.
Well, remember last episode near the end, I was being smart ass, making a few of my comments. I was like, in about a week, maybe Japan will have something, and then fucking today that. But that went off today. I mean, it's funny. It's just coincidental. But I mean, if you look at the fucking footage of the volcano ash and just shit, I wouldn't say. I don't know, dude. I'd give it like another 10 days if there's going to be anything. Then you'll fucking know for sure.
The boom.
I mean, no, but seriously, if you look at it, I mean, I just don't see there being anything substantial, but I've been wrong before. And then for the last little quibit here, remember how I used to talk about Florida Man and Florida Man stories?
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember the old Giddy Up Cafe?
No.
Down on Isle Bumfuck, Egypt. Well, and there's a Fellsmere man arrested after intercourse with a miniature horse. Of course.
Wilbur.
This comes from SebastianDaily.com. But there was a guy in Verna Beach in a store. The cameras caught him, and he was, fucking the miniature horse behind the stalls.
Oh, my God. Now, this was a real horse, right? Not a stuffed horse?
Stuffed horse.
Oh, okay.
Stuffed horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. His bond is $75,000.
It just makes no fucking sense, dude. Like, some of the shit that these fucking people do, and then, like...
I have to ask, and if this makes its way to any Floridian, please respond. What the fuck is with Florida and you people fucking...
Whoa, you
people.
Whoa, man.
Fucking slow your roll.
It's a good thing I'm the perfect asshole to make this comment. Anyways, what is with you fucking people having sex with stuffed animals and toys and fucking just public, let alone in general?
How's it any different than you going to Pound Town on your mattress? I just gotta ask. I mean, animal mattress. I mean, Nick.
All jokes
in the privacy of his own home. I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some class. I have some class.
Doing it in public. At least Nick, keeps it in the bedroom.
That's true. I have some class, guy.
Good point.
You gotta give him some kind of day.
Yeah, I am a gentleman. I am a gentleman.
Not out at Mattress Warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not allowed at boss cops no more, huh?
Oh my God.
No, I saw that and I was like, I gotta fucking bring that story up because what the fuck?
That's funny.
It's always Florida, and there's always some weird fucking weirdo banging some inanimate object in a store.
That's why there's a Florida Man Reddit. I mean,
Well, there was another story I saw about a cop getting arrested because of the hardcore DUI. It was more of a video, so I just kind of let it go.
So there was one thing I wanted to talk about in this show too. So last show we talked about briefly, like the Dave Chappelle special.
Oh yeah.
All three of us had the opportunity to actually watch it now, and I was just kind of curious, what were you guys' thoughts?
Well, I'll start off, I guess. I just want to say that first and foremost, like, especially being the butt of a lot of jokes from comedians and stuff like that as a white person, it's comedy.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you're supposed to laugh. It's okay to laugh at yourself these days. Apparently, it's not okay if you're, offended easily. But I loved it. I mean, that's why Dave Chappelle, it will always be the greatest comedian of all times. Like, I mean, God, he makes fun of white people all the time. I mean,
he makes fun of everybody. That's the thing. He is an equal opportunist. I mean, everybody gets their turn with Dave Chappelle.
That's exactly what comedy should be, man. Like, we need humor like that. I told Amy, me and Amy were sitting here watching it, and I said, this is the first time, like, I've watched stand-up in forever that I've let out a huge freaking belly laugh. You know what I mean? That it was fucking funny. That never happens anymore in comedy. Everyone's afraid to fucking be offended and stuff. But to be honest, like, some of the best jokes are the most offensive. And, the shit that's going on at Netflix right now, I mean, they had a huge protest today. And you guys saw that video I sent you of them attacking the guy that said Dave Chappelle's jokes are funny. They were attacking him. That's not tolerance. That's not putting up with, the same thing you preached to me about being tolerant and stuff. That's none of those things. Like, I get
No, they grabbed a sign, they threw it on the floor, they started just basically breaking it. They were pushing him out of the crowd. Then they kept yelling, saying that, oh, he's holding a weapon, because his sign was on this stick, you know what I mean? So they pushed him out of the crowd, he's holding a stick, and they kept saying he's holding a weapon, like he was a threat to those people. Like, wait a minute. He didn't threaten anybody. He was just standing there with a fucking sign saying Dave Chappelle is funny as hell, and you guys, in that crowd, attacked him, broke his sign, threw it on the ground. He was still holding part of it, but he wasn't using it as a weapon. He was disarmed by that crowd of retards.
You're right. Thank you. And I'll sum it up even further. If half of these fucking idiots, and I don't even give a shit what region of the world they're from or what era per se or generation they belong to, if any of these fucking idiots were alive in old world terms, old world civilization, it doesn't matter the continent, the kingdom, whatever the fucking civilization is, they would be butchered or exiled like that for being so fucking childish, or they'd be put into fucking slavery and or executed for just being a vile waste piece of shit.
So I remember, Jason, you were saying there were people that actually work for Netflix that confronted. What was that about?
So there was an employee who obviously got offended about the show, how they decided to host the show. So she organized. I think she was the one who actually organized the protest today.
Okay.
And earlier in the week, she and a couple of other employees tried to storm a Netflix executive meeting. And she was suspended from work without pay. Well, they reinstated her, brought her back, only to, run into more issues with, planning this walkout and stuff. I think she's been fired now and let go from the company.
I thought she was brought back.
Well, she was brought back, but I think she was fired after the events of what she planned today and stuff like that. They eventually ended up firing her. And now the CEO is coming out and apologizing that he wasn't more, sensitive to his employees. But it's like, okay,
that's bullshit.
First of all, you shouldn't be apologizing because there's nothing to apologize about. Dave Chappelle put out a comedy special. It jokes about everyone in it. So do I expect an apology? No. I think at some point you just need to have a little thicker skin. I get some people have been bullied. I was bullied in fucking high school. I dealt with a ton of shit in high school. I can still laugh at shit like this because it's funny.
Right. Yeah. I just think it's bullshit that, you're going to have people like that are going to make a huge stink about it, at Netflix, for example, that girl that went in there and caused that, that interruption. Could you imagine if that was you or I, you know, we going into our employer and we had a bug up our ass about something that they decided to implement or do, and we started acting a fool like this person, we'd be fucking fired on the spot. We wouldn't be suspended. You wouldn't be suspended with, you know, no pay for a week or whatever the hell, and then you can come back and work. No, you'd be fired. You'd be gone.
Yeah, I would expect that.
Right. Like this shit that, you know, people get all butthurt and then, you know, go to their employer and bitch the way that they do.
The new boy style.
They're just let go. You know what I mean? They continue to, you know, exercise this type of behavior and they're just let go, slap on the wrist or suspended. It's bullshit. I mean, you need to realize that, you know, you work for that company. You don't own that fucking company. If you don't like it, you can leave. You know what I mean? People do it, right. People do it all the fucking time. You know, you start working somewhere, you know, some time goes by. If, you know, you start not liking the direction that the employer is going or whatever the case may be, you have the right to get a different job. You can move on. You don't have to stay there. Like, that job isn't your identity. You can leave at any time that you want. You know what I mean?
So their sole focus is on their identity. So of course it's going to be, they want their job to wrap around their entire identity. It's got to be, you know, one and the same. And unfortunately, like you said, it's not your company. It doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
And you know, and then the fact that you've kept these people, you're breeding like that kind of work environment. So now anytime somebody doesn't agree with something, you're going to continue to deal with that shit. And to be honest, if with these employers, I don't feel sorry for them if that's your choice to deal with it, because it's just going to get worse.
Right.
And then,
so, like, you know, let's say that you worked for Netflix, Jason, and you went into but you went into that office and you were bitching and complaining because they were making fun of white people during Dave Chappelle's special, and you made a big stink about it. Do you think you would have been the internet? Right? That, and you'd be fired on the spot. How come, you know, certain types of people they can make stinks like this and they're just let go? You want to talk about, you know, being equals and you being treated like everybody else? Well, guess what, motherfucker? If you act like this, you should be fired, just like anyone else.
They don't treat people like equals. That's the problem. It's all hypocritical. Right. It's like you preach tolerance, but yet you're intolerant of people's views who are different than yours. So it's no difference.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just hypocritical as fuck. I can't understand. I can't stand it that this is how things are these days.
It ruins everything. It's ruining entertainment. It's ruining gaming. It's everything. That's exactly why I refuse to give Hollywood another fucking dime of my money, because the bullshit that I got to put up with when I go to the fucking movies, the fucking bullshit I got to watch when I load up fucking Call of Duty screens and stuff like that about tolerance and all this other fucking bullshit. It's like, I'm done. I'm done. And, you know, you're just not going to get me to spend any more money. I'd rather spend money going outdoors at this point, because all this bullshit, it just completely fucking ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Well, and this is me kind of articulating the silver lining per se, but since we're on that aspect, looking at it, and it's always been bullshit. It's always been a mindless distraction for the most part. I mean, do we, moving forward, I mean, with your game plan on life, where you're going to spend your money, how you're going to spend your money, or whatever, I would say over time, I mean, probably all of us going to be a lot happier. 2, we're not going to be distracted by a bunch of needless bullshit. 3, when shit does hit the fan, and everyone else and the brothers looking around going, what happened? What happened? At least dickheads like us will be like, well, this is how it is.
Yeah, it's like, welcome to the Red Pill Club. I've been here for a while.
Pretty much. I mean, that's my point, though. Because, like, essentially, I mean, if you look at the public's rhetoric of the whole before COVID, blah, 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 and then now to put us to where we're at now, everyone's like, I want to go back to the way we were before. Was where we at before really that good? No. It's just
we need to get past all this bullshit.
Right. And then also fix a lot of the corrupted, crooked, evil shit, too. And also have better distractions that aren't going to devalue your fucking mentality at the very least.
Or fucking intelligence, because man, watch my friend. It's funny, like my friend that I went to high school with, Mike, texted me the other day, and he's like, "Dude, what is it with fucking cartoons anymore?" He's like, "I watch fucking cartoons with like my daughter, and he's like, I feel fucking stupid after watching them because like the cartoons nowadays, they're like stupid, and the characters are all fucking idiots. They don't fucking. I just don't fucking understand like what happened." You know, back in the day, you used to fucking be told a story, and now it's not you're being told a story. It's like you're being given fucking programming and shit. And it's just like, you know, somebody like me, I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. And it was so funny to just hear him text me that out of the blue, like about fucking cartoons and stuff. And I'm like, I know, dude, this is why I don't fucking watch anything. That, you know, I'm probably going to be canceling my Netflix coming up here because I'm just tired of it. That's exactly why I canceled fucking, you know, Spotify with the whole social justice movement and the way they were trying to boycott Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan has every fucking right to be on that platform, and he makes them millions of dollars. The only reason people probably subscribe to Spotify at this point is because of Joe Rogan, because they can't get his content anywhere else. They're not fucking going on there because they rip off artists and give them 25-cent checks every fucking month for streaming their fucking music. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't support that kind of fucking company culture. I'm sorry. I'm going to give my money directly to the artists. I'm still going to buy full albums and shit, and I'm not going to make sure they get ripped off.
Right.
I agree. And also, to backtrack for a second, the Netflix, with some of the cartoons and some of the content they have on there, I mean, there's been people that have told me to check out certain like cartoon shows I find funny because of some of the vulgarity and some of the banter. Because you know how we are,
like cuties.
No, well, there's. I know. Well, hold on, because there's a cartoon show on Netflix that's fucked up. That's kind of like cutie-esque. There's a few people that have told me cartoons I'll check out. One or two is okay. It's funny, it's violent, but it's nothing like evil or weird or subliminal bullshit. And then there was one somebody told me about. I checked it out. I got 2 episodes in, and the only reason I made it to the second episode was I was hoping it would get like lighter, and it just gets dirty. Like by the time I got done watching that second episode, I felt like I needed to take a shower, be baptized, and read the fucking Bible, because some of the shit in some of them shows and some of the content, it's definitely not even for like people 25 and young. There's some fucked up shit on there, and some of them cartoons are really fucked up. And that's coming from me. When I'm saying something's fucked up and people should just avoid it,
it's pretty fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, man, it's disgusting, and I'm not going to stand for it anymore, and you're just not going to get my money. You have the right to say whatever the fuck you want and feel however the fuck you want, but when it starts to affect me, I'm done. I'm not dealing with it. It's over. And that's it. That's how I'm going to live anymore. You just don't get my money.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I think that's pretty much about it. I think I had to say for right now. I'm sure 10 minutes later I'll have some more shit to say, but we'll save that for the next show.
I always have something to say.
Anybody got anything else?
Well, that's pretty much it for this one.
Yeah, so I just to kind of let you guys know too before we sign out here, we got a Twitch up and running. We have a YouTube channel. It's Against the Insanity. You'll be able to find all that stuff. I'll go over it more, in depth in upcoming episodes. We're also going to be on Rumble. I'm going to create a BitChute. So then when we upload the show, I'm going to make sure we have multiple platforms because, people are going to be coming after us. People are going to be talking shit if they don't like our content. Hey, I welcome it. But, let's just say this is calm before the storm. But yeah, I hope people continue to listen, and I hope this does get more ears than we did last time, because I really want to put a big push behind it and,
That's
see
what
where we
she
can
said.
go. Shut up. All right, gentlemen. Well, until next time, we will see you all later. It's Jason, Nick, and Ricky signing off. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.